And you said, okay, I'm sorry. All right, friends, that's Derek here at Second Fence People. I'm going to go inside, away from the painters. We're making a video, and I wanted to make a video in part about some thoughts I have for a cognitive function testing protocol that was based, at least one part of it, on prioritizing value. Which value do you prioritize when they conflict? I was asking Kimberly yesterday about value questions, and she indicated that the value that she identifies with most strongly is not really exactly a value, but is being a good mother to her son. That's where she feels if she wants to sort of find the meat of her own identity in terms of where she takes a sense of self-worth and of satisfaction and everything like that and of value, it's from that value. So it would seem to me that one could deduce a lot by saying when they conflict, which value do you prefer? Kindness or honesty? Which value do you prefer? Peace or resolution when they conflict? What do you prefer when they conflict? Um, a comfortable living space or a comfortable working space? What do you prefer when they conflict? Um, a clear path of action or more flexibility, more clarity, more flexibility? Uh, what do you prefer when they conflict? Outcomes or processes? What do you prefer when they conflict? Hmm. Greatest good for greatest number, or uh, respecting the rights of others? All those kind of questions would be a good way of narrowing shit down. Also, then pick between two similar adjectives as to which one you think better describes you. Are you more are you more friendly or are you more engaging? Are, are you more active or are you more in the mix? It would be kind of like a SEFE thing, you know? Anyway, anybody have any thoughts about that notion for testing? Do you think it would be an effective way of narrowing down a person's cognitive function is to simply attack it from the values angle?
I think you'd have to be careful to like define those terms as you're talking about them. Sorry, bad. To define those terms as you talk about them. So like in the mix, like I would ask you, what does that mean? Please define that. So as long as you're on the same level, like you don't want a problem of definitions coming up.
So usually we think of values as meaning a variety of different things, but if we think about it instead of like character, issues of character, as they're sometimes described, honesty, citizenship, shit like that. What I think the primary virtues that come into conflict are virtues related to competition versus cooperation, and virtues related to particularism versus universalism, and values related to efficacy versus consistency, um, authenticity versus agreeability. Those
Wait,
sort of
wait.
basic.
What about you said efficacy versus consistency? Why would those necessarily come into conflict with one another or be adversarial?
Okay, well, I guess a better way to put it would be getting it done or doing it right when they come into conflict.
Okay.
Because the reason TI gets in the way of TE all the time is because TI says, hold on, yeah, that will successfully solve our problem of being, whatever the problem might be, but it won't look good with that, that, and that. Or, but we shouldn't do it that way because if we do it that way, then blah, 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 blah. TI gets in the way of shit. It's all about let's let's slow things down and deliberate instead of taking action.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was just kind of confused by efficacy again.
Hmm.
I mean, I could
I
take
think
that a
another
different way
one
and say, well, they
would
like
be
efficiency or
efficiency is a little different than efficacy. Efficacy means effectiveness. Efficiency means uh, efficiency. It means doing it less, same outcomes, less work. I think reliability. What would be a virtue that is associated with not being reliable?
um,
Adaptability, reliability, or adaptability.
yeah, that's right.
um,
Adaptability, versatility, maybe another thing. Almost the same thing.
I mean, I think another big way to distinguish between things is like, what's more important, keeping your body fit or having accomplishments at work? Kimberly says clearly it's keeping your body fit. To me, it's accomplishments at work obviously are way more important than keeping your body fit.
I was gonna say I don't think anybody would say anything about their body, even if they thought that. I think they would just resort to saying the work bit because that's like that'd be the accepted thing to do, or it'd be more prestigious, or it'd be better as
Well, I
seen by
mean,
others.
I think the point is somebody who's SI heavy or maybe even SE heavy is going to say, well, keeping your body fit is necessary precondition to get anything accomplished. In reality, of course, being not cripplingly unhealthy is a precondition to getting things accomplished, as I can bear testimony to. What causes me to not get shit done is either I'm cripplingly unhealthy or I'm getting shit done. And if I keep my body fit, I only want to keep it as fit as is necessary to continue being not cripplingly unhealthy. So it makes perfect sense to me that I would say work accomplishments are way more important than keeping your body fit. Because it doesn't say maintaining a minimum level of health, it says keeping your body fit. That means like jogging or wearing spandex, shit like that. So um, I would argue that it's work accomplishments. But a lot of people, but Kimberly would argue keeping your body fit. If you could make the argument that she interprets it to mean healthy, not fit, but then that just is proof that somebody with SI in the dominant function will conflate those two.
Sure. And I was wondering that with online tests too, if they purposefully do that. I think they're more simplistic than that. I think I'm thinking too much into the question, but they should be phrased in a way where a person having this function high on the stack would answer this certain way because they would interpret this word as this. I
Right.
think that's good.
Well, I think it's
I'll be right back.
a good idea
One
in
second.
general to give people two things they both like that are similar and say which one do you like more, rather than giving trying to find things where I identify with this and don't like that. So I think value comparisons allow you to do that a little more effectively. You can ask questions like, assume you have a child. You just had a child, and you're just getting two choices to plan their life, and then you provide the question answer like a very highly intellectualized course of action, a highly artistic course of action, and a highly like crafts getting shit handled course of action, and see which one they choose. They're probably going to choose for their child the same thing they choose for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they both need to be good things, for sure.
Right, they need to be equivalent and good, representative
Go for it.
of different functionalities. Okay, anybody else have any comments on the prospect of using conflicting values as a means of determining cognitive functions? Just a thought, something I wanted to throw out there. while Kimberly's hammering here in the background. Okay, thanks for watching Talking with Fans People. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. And Susie, I'm sorry. I can tell you're mad at me. Whatever. I'm sorry I'm making you mad at me. I agree. You know more about everything like than that than I do. And also, it was ridiculous and reductive of me to say that they couldn't know anything about men's fiancé. It was unwarranted. I
Yeah.
had no
And
actual good reason for
and
it.
also, when you bring up topics in here, is it not intended for discussion?
It absolutely is, and normally I'm always down for that, except in this particular instance, remember, what it first and foremost is a work of art. And if the art demands it ends right then for purposes that are meta to the nature of the subject matter and the title, then it's the right choice and I got to do it.
That's bullshit.
It's
And you
not
know
bullshit.
it.
That's exactly why I stopped the fucking video. It's
Well,
exactly
then you
why,
shouldn't
because
set it up
this is a
like
video
a
about
discussion.
alpha, so I'm going to a show. I'm going to do that as a way to link them
That's
back into
not
the topic.
alpha. Keeping talking is not being alpha.
Yeah.
Susie, again, you're conflating the work of art with the topic. How it
No,
works in the
that's not work of art.
media that is post analysis stuff that you're engaged in. It doesn't work like that within the box of the media itself.
Dude, you should have gone to the
What is
empty
the
room.
media
We're
then?
gonna do a one-man video.
When I came in, I asked everybody before you were here in the part that you don't have access to that data, so you don't know anything about it. I asked everybody if they would prefer I go into the other room or do it here. I waited, they hummed and hawed. Somebody said, no, we're not really talking about anything, so I did it here.
Yeah. But then it shouldn't be
We thought there was
necessary for
something to
you to
talk about.
disregard our opinion.
Okay,
In the
well,
way.
like I said, normally that's standard operating procedure. But are you suggesting I shouldn't have the option to stop the video all of a sudden as a meta statement, as part of a way of linking back into it? Even if it failed in that instance, I still approve of the fact that I made the choice because it was an artistic choice that was consistent with my instincts. Are you suggesting I should ignore those instincts?
I'm gonna
You can do
go with
whatever you want.
if you're making generalizations, extreme generalizations, and they apply to people in the room, or they are generalizing about part of the audience that's in the room, you might give a chance for response.
Well, you're on this video right here responding to it, so you have had a chance to respond. You had a chance to respond after I was done making the video, and you've had all day and all of every day to make a video on the same subject expressing the exact opposite position and upload it to the main channel. So I think you've been afforded ample opportunity to respond on this topic.
Yeah, just saying in the future, we're talking about the situation and why it kind of got a
In the
little
future, in the
fighty.
present, in the past, the same status quo has always persisted. You had the opportunity to comment on the subject as much as you like. You commented on it as soon as I stopped rolling the video. The only thing that was different was it was still being recorded, but by the Raw channel. Now, if you want to put in the legwork to make a video to express your opinion about it, I'll be happy to stay here and argue with you about it.
I don't really care about putting it out there. I just wanted to talk to you about it, dude.
Audrey, you're shifting ground.
Well, we're not.
No,
I'm not
still
doing an argument at this point. You're basically saying you're like the argument is the whole platform. I mean, I basically wanted to express my annoyance at the no comments thing. All right, that's my point. I'll leave it there.
Okay, and my point was you are right about that in general. My agreement is displayed consistently in general across the channel in that regard, and thus the issue comes: are you then critiquing my actual choice that particular instance to go with my artistic instincts, or are you saying that it's a general problem? If the latter, you're wrong. If the former, you're wrong.
I'm going to say in this particular instance, you set it up. It felt like you set it up as a conversation. So my artistic view of it would be that you set up one expectation and then you change the expectation. You didn't fulfill the expectation.
Okay, then I may have made a social mistake for the people in the room as a consequence of that. But unfortunately, trusting my artistic instincts means not knowing going in what it's going to be.
There you go. You can do what you want.
I know I can do what I want. That's not the point. The point is, were you right to critique that outside of the fact that I can do what I want? I think you might be right to critique that it was a poor artistic decision. I don't know. I haven't watched the video. I think you are right to critique that it was socially ill-advised for me to set it up with the apparent implication that people are going to be able to comment on it and then not allowing the opportunity to do so. But I think when we look at the overall framework, we have to acknowledge that while it may look like that, in the end of the day, I made the absolute right and only choice, which was to go with my artistic instincts because the media product comes before the social stuff.
There you go.
Okay, and anyway, what it boils down to is you made an artistic choice, and that will play out on its own. I'm
Right.
fairly sure
And
of that.
The best thing about it is that artistic choice is paying dividends right now at the end of this video. Thanks for watching Talk with Spanish people. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.